Did you know that aging isn't actually about time passing? Research shows that what we call aging is really just the gradual loss of movement patterns we stop doing. Your body doesn't deteriorate because you turned 40 or 50. It deteriorates because you stopped squatting to rest, stopped hanging from trees, and stopped moving on the ground like your ancestors did for millions of years. Here's the truth. 5 specific movements can defy the aging process at a cellular level. These aren't fancy gym exercises, they're forgotten human movements that modern life eliminated. Each one targets a specific aging pathway that science has proven reversible. Stay still, and let's dive into the movements that can turn back your biological clock. The first movement is the deep squat hold. Before chairs existed, humans rested in a deep squat position. We could sit in this position for hours while cooking, socializing, or working. Then chairs arrived and we lost our most natural resting posture. Here's what happened to your body. When you stopped deep squatting, your hip flexors shortened and tightened. Your ankle mobility disappeared. Your spine started compressing because you lost the natural curve that deep squats maintain. Research shows that people who can't perform a deep squat have significantly higher risk of knee degeneration and chronic back pain. But here's the science behind why deep squats defy aging. Research published in mobility studies shows that deep squatting lubricates every joint in your lower body. The position forces synovial fluid through your hip, knee, and ankle joints like a natural oil change. Your fascia, the connective tissue wrapping your muscles, gets stretched and renewed. Even your digestive system benefits because the position naturally massages your organs and improves elimination. Here's how to reclaim this movement. Start with an assisted deep squat. Hold on to a door frame or sturdy object. Lower yourself down until your hips drop below your knees. Keep your heels on the ground if possible. If your heels lift, that's fine. Place a rolled towel under them for support. The key is control. Don't bounce or force the position. Let gravity do the work while you breathe deeply. Start with 30-second holds and build toward 2 to 5 minutes daily. Your goal is to eventually squat without assistance while keeping your heels down and your torso upright. Common mistakes destroy the benefits. Don't round your back or collapse forward. Don't force your knees together. If you have knee pain, place a cushion under your hips to reduce the depth. For ankle issues, elevate your heels on a book or yoga block. The movement should feel like a stretch, not a strain. Your progression follows this path. Week 1, hold for 30 seconds with assistance 3 times daily. Week 2, increase to 60-second holds. Week 3, try brief moments without assistance. By week 4, you should manage 90 seconds unassisted. Remember, this is about restoring a natural human position, not achieving an extreme stretch. The second movement is the active dead hang. Our ancestors spent hours with their arms overhead, climbing, reaching, and swinging. Modern life eliminated overhead movement almost entirely. We reach forward at computers, but rarely reach up toward the sky. The aging consequence is devastating. Your shoulders round forward and compress. The space between your shoulder blade and arm bone narrows, creating impingement. Your spine compresses because your shoulders pull your head forward. Research consistently shows that people who can't hang for 60 seconds have significantly higher risk of rotator cuff tears and chronic neck pain. Here's the research on hanging. Spinal decompression studies show that hanging decompresses your entire spine, creating space between vertebrae that sitting compresses. Your rotator cuff muscles, the 4 small muscles stabilizing your shoulder, get strengthened in their optimal position. Grip strength, which multiple studies have proven predicts longevity better than almost any other measure, improves dramatically through hanging. But here's the key. This isn't a passive dead hang where you just dangle. This is an active hang where you engage your shoulders and create space. The difference determines whether you build strength or create injury. Here's the proper technique. Grab a pull-up bar with your hands slightly wider than shoulder width. Your palms face away from you. Before you lift your feet, pull your shoulder blades down and back. Imagine trying to put your shoulder blades in your back pockets. This is your active position. Now lift your feet and maintain that shoulder position. Your arms are straight, but your shoulders are engaged, not hanging loose. Breathe normally and focus on maintaining the shoulder blade position. If your shoulders creep up toward your ears, lower down and reset. Start with 10 to 15 second hangs and build towards 60 to 90 seconds total daily. Break this into manageable intervals. 3 20-second hangs work better than one impossible 60-second attempt. Your goal is total time under tension, not single-set endurance. For shoulder pain modifications, use resistance bands or an assisted pull-up machine to reduce your body weight. If you don't have a pull-up bar, use a doorway pull-up bar or even a sturdy tree branch. The key is finding a height where your feet can clear the ground while maintaining proper shoulder position. Progression follows this timeline. Week 1, focus on achieving the active shoulder position for 10 seconds. Week 2, build to 20-second holds. Week 3, aim for 30 seconds total in multiple sets. Week 4, work toward 45 to 60 seconds total. Remember, quality beats quantity. Perfect shoulder position for 15 seconds beats sloppy hanging for 45 seconds. All right, before we continue, I need to share something important. I've created a complete 5-week program that's helped hundreds eliminate the chronic pain and stiffness stealing their quality of life. Imagine waking up without that familiar stiffness, moving through your day without constant reminders that your body isn't what it used to be. No more avoiding activities you love, or planning your day around what your body can't do. In 5 weeks, you'll rebuild your foundation the same way my clients did people who thought their best days were behind them. If you're tired of just managing pain instead of eliminating it, the link's in the description. This is your roadmap back. Now, let's continue. The third movement is the bear crawl. Your ancestors spent significant time moving on the ground. They crawled under obstacles, moved through tight spaces, and used their hands and feet together for complex tasks. Modern life elevated us onto chairs, couches, and beds. We lost ground-level movement entirely. Here's what that cost you. Cross-body coordination, the ability for your right arm and left leg to work together, deteriorated. Your core stopped functioning as a unified system and became isolated muscle groups. Balance declined because you stopped challenging your proprioception, your body's awareness of where it is in space. Studies show that people who avoid ground movement have significantly higher risk of falls and cognitive decline after age 60. The science of crawling reveals why it's so powerful. Neurological research shows that crawling patterns activate both brain hemispheres simultaneously, creating new neural pathways that improve cognitive function. Your core muscles fire in their natural sequence, creating real stability instead of isolated strength. Joint stability improves because your shoulders, hips, and spine must work together to control movement. But here's what makes bear crawls different from regular crawling. You hover your knees 1 inch off the ground while moving forward and backward. This small change transforms a simple movement into a full-body stability challenge that reverses decades of movement loss. Here's the execution. Start on your hands and knees with your hands directly under your shoulders and knees under your hips. Your fingers spread wide for stability. Lift your knees 1 inch off the ground and hold this position. This is your starting position and it should already challenge your core. Now move forward by stepping your right hand and left foot forward simultaneously. Keep your knees hovering at the same height. Take small steps, maybe 6 inches at a time. Your hips shouldn't rock side to side or bounce up and down. The movement should be smooth and controlled like a slow-motion bear walking. After moving forward for 10 to 15 steps, reverse the pattern and crawl backward. Backward crawling is actually harder because you can't see where you're going and must rely entirely on proprioception. This challenges your nervous system in ways that forward movement can't match. The key is control over speed. Most people rush through bear crawls and lose all the benefits. Slow, controlled movement with perfect form builds the stability and coordination that defies aging. Fast, sloppy crawling just creates fatigue without adaptation. Start with 30-second intervals and build towards 60 seconds of continuous movement. Your target is 2 to 3 sets daily, alternating between forward and backward crawling. Quality matters more than duration. Perfect form for 20 seconds beats sloppy form for 60 seconds. For knee modifications, place a thin yoga mat or towel under your knees for cushioning. If wrist pain occurs, use push-up handles or make fists instead of flat palms. The movement should challenge your stability, not create joint pain. The fourth movement is the glute bridge hold. Before chairs dominated human life, we spent time in positions that required hip extension. We climbed hills, carried loads, and moved in ways that kept our glutes strong and active. Constant sitting created the opposite pattern. Your hip flexors, the muscles at the front of your hips, shortened and tightened. Your glutes, The muscles that should be the strongest in your body went to sleep. This creates anterior pelvic tilt, where your pelvis tilts forward and your lower back arches excessively. Your glutes forget how to fire properly, a condition researchers call glute amnesia. Your back muscles compensate for weak glutes and become overworked and painful. Studies show that people with inactive glutes have significantly higher risk of chronic lower back pain and hip degeneration. Research on glute bridges reveals their anti-aging power. Hip extension exercises like bridges restore the natural curve of your spine by strengthening your posterior chain, the muscles along your backside. Glute activation improves dramatically with consistent bridge holds. Spine health improves because your glutes take pressure off your lower back muscles. But here's the key to effective bridges. This isn't about lifting your hips as high as possible. It's about creating the perfect position where your glutes fire maximally while your spine maintains its natural curve. The right position feels different than you expect. Here's the technique. Lie on your back with your knees bent and feet flat on the floor. Your feet should be hip-width apart and positioned so your fingertips can barely touch your heels when your arms are at your sides. This foot placement is crucial for optimal glute activation. Before you lift, squeeze your glutes and brace your core like someone's about to punch your stomach. Now drive through your heels and lift your hips until your body forms a straight line from knees to shoulders. Your weight should be on your heels, not your toes. Here's the critical part. At the top position, squeeze your glutes as hard as possible and hold. Don't just lift and relax. The isometric contraction, holding the squeeze, is what reactivates dormant glute fibers and reverses years of sitting damage. Breathe normally while maintaining the contraction. Your breathing pattern should be controlled, not strained. If you can't breathe normally, you're squeezing too hard or holding too long. The goal is sustainable tension, not maximum effort. Hold for 60 to 90 seconds per set and perform 2 to 3 sets daily. Start with 30-second holds if 60 seconds is too challenging. Your progression should focus on hold duration before adding difficulty variations. For back pain modifications, place a small pillow under your lower back for support. If you feel the exercise in your hamstrings instead of glutes, move your feet closer to your hips. The movement should create a strong burn in your glutes, not strain in your back or hamstrings. The fifth movement is single leg balance. Your ancestors navigated uneven terrain daily. They stepped on rocks, logs, and unstable surfaces that challenged their balance systems constantly. Modern life eliminated these challenges. We walk on flat sidewalks, stand on stable floors, and sit in supportive chairs. Your balance system, like any unused system, deteriorated. Here's what you lost. Proprioception, your body's ability to sense where it is in space, declined dramatically. Your vestibular system, the balance organs in your inner ear, became less responsive. Fall risk increased exponentially because your body stopped practicing recovery from unstable positions. Research shows that people who can't balance on one leg for at least 10 seconds have significantly higher risk of falls and all-cause mortality. The science of balance training reveals its anti-aging power. Neuroplasticity studies show that balance challenges create new neural pathways in your brain, literally rewiring your nervous system for better coordination. Your vestibular system strengthens like a muscle when challenged regularly. Bone density improves because balance training creates the mechanical stress that builds stronger bones. Here's the progressive approach. Start with eyes open, standing on one leg for 10 seconds. Keep your standing leg slightly bent, not locked straight. Your lifted leg can be bent at the knee with your foot behind you or in front. Focus on a fixed point ahead of you to maintain stability. Once you master 30 seconds with eyes open, progress to eyes closed. This eliminates visual input and forces your proprioceptive system to work harder. Start with 10-second holds and build toward 30 seconds per leg. Your target is 30 to 60 seconds per leg daily with gradual progression toward dynamic challenges. Add head movements, arm reaches, or standing on a pillow to increase difficulty as you improve. Here's your complete anti-aging movement routine. Start with the deep squat hold for 60 seconds. Move directly into the active dead hang for 30 seconds. Rest for 30 seconds, then perform the bear crawl for 45 seconds forward and backward. Follow with glute bridge holds for 90 seconds. Finish with single leg balance, 30 seconds per leg. The entire sequence takes 8 to 10 minutes. Perform this routine daily for maximum anti-aging benefits. Track your progress weekly by recording hold times and movement quality. These 5 movements determine your biological age more than your birth year. Master them and you'll move like someone decades younger. Subscribe for more science-backed anti-aging strategies.